Hey guys, it's Jenny with Creature Cove, and today is day 8 of Quasimodo's updates. So I thought maybe for a little bit of fun in our sometimes dreary days, it might be fun to introduce you to this little guy whose name is Apollo. And this is actually Quasi's sibling, so egg mate. And his name is Apollo, and he came out absolutely perfect. He did come out 5 days prior to Quasimodo. Quasi was born on the 30th of January, and this little guy was born on the 25th of January. So quite a bit of difference, and which we have, actually 4 days was the absolute longest we've ever had in like 2 clutch mates hatching different, at different times. So we kind of knew something was going to be wrong, and then when the eggs started sweating, we were like, oh, what's going on? So this is his sibling, actually looks quite a bit like him, but just doesn't have his distinctive features, let's say. All right, back to Quasimodo. All right, so let's first go through some of his changes that I've made. First change was I didn't want to leave food in there with him because his heads are heavy. And sometimes when he gets, you can tell when he gets tired because he'll drop one of his heads and just rest it there. So I think it takes a lot. I don't think his muscles are quite strong enough to hold them up for too long. So I was a little nervous about him dunking his face in the food and then possibly not being able to physically lift it back out. So what I did was I took our normal silicone pop top cover lids that we normally use for feeding, and I cut around the whole outside. I just cut that right off. And so then I was left with a very short, shallow dish with a tiny little lip on the end so that he could literally just flop his head right in the dish, take up some laps if he wanted. And I did see his head in there actually just a few minutes ago, but I don't think he was eating anything. I think it was like an accidental almost eating. But in any way, he knew where the food was, so he knows where it is now, and that's good. One of my other small tweaks to his enclosure was, normally I line the bottom with paper towels, but I'm actually cutting the paper towel in half now so that the water, when I spray him, the water will bead up on the plastic. It won't get soaked up into a paper towel and leave kind of like little pools of water for him to possibly drink from easier, because I don't know how well he would be able to stick his tongues out and lap up the water from the sides of the enclosure. So I thought that was kind of a little smart. We'll see if that was smart or not, who knows. But that was a little change we made. And then as always, I have everything set low so he can't climb on anything, fall and hurt himself. One thing I did notice was if he does fall, or not fall, but if he ends up upside down, which happened once when I saw him trying to climb on, I had a flat piece of cork bark, but he kind of got on the side of it and flipped himself over, and he can't right himself. He's not strong enough to flip himself back over. What?
He must be part turtle.
He's not a turtle. He's a cute baby gecko. Although we have a very cute tortoise. Yeah, so those are our the physical changes that we have made to his enclosure. Now for the food. I saw a suggestion in the comments section of our last video, I think, and they had suggested possibly making the food thinner, which I was hesitant to do at first because his nostril holes are set super low because his mouth's kind of hook over and down. So his nostril holes are definitely not where they should be, and they're really close, they're far down. So I was afraid if I made it too runny that he could aspirate on the food. But I didn't really have any luck with him feeding him yesterday. So I'm gonna try with thinner food. So I made it pretty watery. I'm not 100% sure yet how I'm gonna get that into him. I know the first night we fed him off camera. I had my husband feed me, and we actually used a tiny TB syringe, the one I will usually use for water with him, and we put some in his mouth, and he was able to eat that way. And he actually didn't mind it too much. He didn't fight much. That could also be because he was tired. Hi, buddy. he lifts his head up. I took a picture of him earlier. He was sitting like on his the probe to the heat mat that's inside of his little enclosure. He was sitting on it, propped up, and he just looked so proud. He was like with his little heads up. Oh my gosh, it was such a moment. But all right, so let's start. I'm actually gonna start with food before I do anything else in case I upset him. He hates the eye rinse, so I'm gonna do that last. And let's try, how should I try? Should I do the spoon like a real gecko or like I normally do? I'm sorry, you are a real gecko. You're my baby. Hi. He loves being held. Is that stupid? Or maybe he just sees the shadow because I'm not sure how well he can see. But when he sees my hand coming every single time, he like puts his feet up on my hand. And I just think that's the sweetest thing. It's probably not because he loves me too, but all right, let me live, okay? All right, baby. Again, he likes being propped up for food. Feeding time. Num nums. Oh, this is gonna be a disaster. This is gonna be so messy. I'm gonna try the toothpick, yes. Except it doesn't get much on there. Oh. Let's put some up top, away from your nostril hole. I really don't think his tongues can reach that side. Also, I'm very sorry about the way I sound, but I'm pretty sure I have strep throat. Thank you, Finn. And classmates, I should say. So now the two of us are homesick. I love how he faces you guys, and I can't see a darn thing, so I don't even know if he's eating. But he knows everybody's rooting for him. Hi, he was waving. I also saw in the comments something really cool saying that he could be a rare case. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the word, but a very rare case of what's called like a split face gecko, which they said, the person that commented said that they can still live perfectly, probably not as long of life, but they can still live a gecko life. And so that made me feel very happy. All right, I might have to get him to, he just never wants to eat on camera. He's camera shy. Also, it takes him a long time to figure out that there's food there. All right, well, in the meantime, I'm going to clean this a bit. This food is just from this morning, so don't worry about that. Bum, 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 clean that out. I'm gonna try with the thinner stuff, put that in here. See if maybe he can lap that up a little easier. He got really excited when I brought his brother out. I'm assuming he could see through here, or it was just a coincidence that he started suddenly kind of jumping around. It was super cute. Also, I know it wasn't probably because he was excited to see his brother. I just make up these little anecdotes in my head to make my life happy, okay? Thank you. All right, we'll fill this up. Hi. Please eat your food. It's delicious. Don't want to fill it too much because we don't need any accidental drownings. Did you figure it out? Not so much. Don't you jump off the table. All right, well, maybe we'll go to water. And it's really hard because I try not to get the water over his nostril holes, again, because he can't really lick his nostril holes to clear them if there's water, so I don't want him to aspirate. And maybe next time what I'll do is I'll put the camera behind me and be smart about it so that I can feed him like I normally do and you guys can still see what I'm doing. Because he really likes to be propped up when he's eating. All right, sorry about that, guys. New view because our equipment is all failing on us. I gave you guys pretty much, what we've updated and what we've been doing and how he's doing. I also like to pretend he loves his pets because sometimes he acts like he does. So I'm going, see what, oh, you can't see, hold on. Do you have any? Oh my God, he righted himself. That's the first time he's ever done that. Okay, so normally if he flips over, I'll show you guys. I feel bad, but, and he did it. Oh my gosh, guys, you have just witnessed a miracle. So normally if he did that, he could not put himself back upright. And he just did it. Oh, my little strong baby, you did it. High five. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, he's making such good flop. He does do this a lot too. He flops over. But anyway, oh, I'm so glad you guys saw that. Holy cow. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to feed him like I normally do because I want to make sure I get his food and his water in him before he is too tired and upset at me. And I will see you guys for his next update. Bye. Do I have lettuce in my tea? No. Okay.